Good morning, good afternoon, good day. My name is Cheryl McGee, student at Amberton University. My graduate project is on performance management in the workplace, the need for strength-based performance management. Performance management. Performance management encompasses the process of managers and their employees coming together to plan and review the employees' work objectives and contributions made to the organization. Performance management is a continuous process where setting goals and planning the steps necessary for meeting those objectives are created. One of the most critical points in this process is that of assessment and continuous feedback to make sure the employees are on the track to success. Performance evaluations measure the employees' work behaviors and how they achieve the organization's goals. The performance evaluation is the means toward employee development and also used to formulate organizational decisions. Management must engage the employee through the process of performance management and identify and control the employee's output and improve performance. The strength-based performance management system is a valuable process which supports the organization's mission. It should be more than simply an annual performance review event where a manager and employee discuss the year in review. Performance management systems are shifting from one that provides a manager with a means to address employee performance issues to one that promotes learning and ongoing communication between the manager and the employee. Not only are expectations communicated, but plans for career development and future growth are developed. Performance management is transcending to a concept of performance development. A learning climate should be cultivated, and workplace learning must be encouraged in order to help the employee grow in his or her career and fully develop their strengths while improving skills, knowledge, and attitude. We learn from our text that the key components of a performance management system should include developing and understanding corporate strategy, identifying performance expectations, and providing performance directions. The performance management system should also include encouraging employee participation, assessing job performance, and conducting the performance appraisal. Organizations must make expectations clear and inform the employee of both poor and exceptional performance. Managers should identify areas for improvement and also praise for a job well done. Additionally, managers should maintain performance files and document performance in the employee's official personnel record. Many of today's top organizations perform annual performance reviews on their employees with the intent to guide employees to success. Unfortunately, this is a failed attempt where many employers use the appraisal process as a time to highlight what could have been done better during the rating period. Current systems are built on the belief that we must measure employees against a series of competencies and point out where they fall short, and then encourage them to raise the bar and do a better job. A review of the early history of performance management systems and the development of these systems throughout the years will assist in the argument that a strength-based performance system will yield the greatest development of its workforce and overall success of the organization. If a company implements a strength-based approach to performance management and focuses on the employees' talents more so than their failures, then the company will motivate its workforce and inspire improvement and advancement towards goals. The following literature reviews attempt to demonstrate and support this hypothesis. Ronald Sims describes the manager of yesteryear as one who would sit down annually with an employee to critique their employee performance. This review concentrated on what the employee failed to do. The supervisor would prepare a list documenting what was not accomplished, with little focus on what was accomplished. The main purpose of the performance evaluation was to determine any merit increases in pay or to be used in determining promotions. All this performance evaluation accomplished was employees fearful of losing their job. More so, this method led to employees losing their drive and ambition. Not only was this method disheartening for the employee, but it was also unpleasant for the supervisor. Although this method continues today, more and more organizations are adopting a performance management system that treats the evaluation as a development tool with emphasis on the positive, not just the negative. Ronald Sims states that by emphasizing the future as well as the past, documenting performance effectively, and providing feedback in a constructive manner, employees are less likely to respond defensively to feedback, and the appraisal process is more likely to motivate employees to improve where necessary. In addition to constructive feedback, the performance evaluation is a legal tool documenting and justifying personal actions such as promotion or demotion. And most importantly, performance evaluations are a goal-setting tool to guide the employee in the future. A good appraisal system will provide a valid and reliable measure of employee performance along several dimensions: who is performing well and who is not, as well as to indicate the areas of specific strengths and weaknesses for each person being rated. Joe D. Batten and Philip Gerold, in Building a Total Quality Culture, define strength as the true realities in all things, and weaknesses are only what is absent or lacking. Our strengths are what we build upon. It is the true resource an individual has to use in every aspect of his life. It is most important to build upon someone's strengths instead of tearing them down. A leader should point out the strengths of a person and determine where and how those strengths should be used. The leader should not ignore the weaknesses. In fact, identify the weaknesses and then move on to focusing on the strengths. The manager can then set goals based on these strengths and expect excellence. Happy Manifesto, Make Your Organization a Great Workplace, by Henry Stewart, shows how the organization celebrates mistakes. Just as when we were children learning our first steps or how to do math equations, we were encouraged. Parents and teachers nurtured us, but later things became harder and our teachers became more judgmental and demanded excellence. We were taught to avoid mistakes. This caused us to be more cautious about making mistakes and afraid to try anything new. Plutarch, the Greek biographer, said, "To make no mistakes is not in the power of man, but from their errors and mistakes the wise and good learn wisdom for the future." According to David Shackhead, management at Lean Sigma believes in engaging the strengths of their employees. By focusing on strengths, establishing a generative environment, and using affirmative future images, together with lean manufacturing philosophy, they have taken a significant step towards building a sustainable excellence in their operations. Strength-based performance management encourages employee engagement. The HR Council of Canada states employees who are engaged are productive, content, and more likely to be loyal to an organization. When organizations put sound HR practices in place, they are more likely to discover that employees feel satisfied, safe, and will work to their full potential. This keeps employees motivated and apt to stay with the company when you use a performance management system that is based on strengths. In Point Counterpoint, New Perspectives on People and Strategy by Tavis, Vosberg, and Gubman, an effective performance system should be strength-based. Management should identify the strengths of their employees and align them with the production goals of the team and the company. Note, they don't ignore a person's weaknesses, but neither do they view weaknesses as areas of opportunity. Instead, they see weaknesses as areas of least opportunity. Weaknesses can be neutralized, but rarely, if ever, will they be transformed in consistent performance strengths. Marcus Buckingham asked, what if performance management focused on strengths, and found that it is crucial for the system to be based on strengths. Current systems that rely on measuring employees against the common competencies that a job requires is only going to point out shortcomings and not focus on challenging the employee to soar higher. Developing our strengths is our true area for growth. Similarly, in Janice Kaplan's research, she finds where the company Standard Chartered continues to improve how they engage their employees through the positive psychology of strengths-based management. Standard Chartered wants their employees to have the opportunity to do what they do best every day. To do so, management's focus is on enhancing the employees' strengths rather than eliminating their weaknesses. Case study. Standard Chartered. Standard Chartered is a leading banking group with office housed internationally. This leader in the banking industry began operations over 150 years ago. and has survived a number of volatile times. The majority of its income and profits are derived from Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, as well as London, Hong Kong, and India, according to a 2008 annual report. Standard Chartered employs approximately 85,000 team members throughout its 1,700 offices all over the world. Recruiting and retaining top performers, employee engagement, and cultivating new leaders are critical to Standard Chartered. Managing employee performance is foremost. Standard Chartered experienced remarkable growth in the international market and saw a 19% increase in the number of employees. The group's ability to attract and retain talent proved exceptional as they grew their numbers to 70,000 in 2007. Their recruiting efforts also resulted in a diversified workforce which represented 100 nationalities and maintained an equal gender balance as well. Standard Chartered also contribute their success to leveraging local knowledge. The group launched a massive recruiting effort which incorporated a global employee referral program. This program resulted in 36% of new hires in China and 37% of new hires in India to be referred by current employees. They also focused on promoting from within and increased their internal job postings, which provided career opportunities to current employees. Standard Chartered implemented a number of processes to retain the international talent they so diligently worked to obtain. These processes were meant to create an inclusive environment to retain employees, and as a result, employee turnover within the first year of employment reduced by 5%. Processes such as the Right Start induction program, work-life balance initiatives including flexible schedules, and an innovative strength-based philosophy on performance management support employee engagement and power their success as a leader in the banking industry. Standard Chartered embraced a brand promise of leading by example to be the right partner, which translates into living the core values of creative, responsive, international, courageous, and trustworthy. This process is the foundation of their employee engagement and directing the employee's focus on business objectives. The values are what identify Standard Chartered as a top employer and competitor. In order to be a top employer and a great place to work, Standard Chartered identified that employee engagement is directly related to having great managers. Their Great Manager program began in 2007, and over 5,000 managers within the organization have participated. The program focus is on learning the necessary management skills that would support personnel performance management and engagement. Standard Chartered's approach to managing and developing employee talent is driven by a strength-based philosophy whereby they identify and transfer the employee's talents into strengths and then enable those strengths to develop. By developing the employee's strengths, they set the employee on a course to success and enable them to do what they do best every day. They accomplish this roadmap to success through the use of a self-assessment system where the individual employee can identify their strengths. Once the employee identified their strengths, a support team of internal experts on performance management develop performance improvement plans which will aid in improving those strengths. These internal experts are considered strength coaches, and there are 240 strength coaches who partner with individual employees. The employees take part in classroom instruction to improve their effectiveness in their positions. In addition to classroom instructions, employees can also learn via an online learning system called Learning at SCB, which hosts a number of learning tools and programs. This program has had over 106,000 visits, according to the annual report. Alongside the frontline employee learners, Standard Chartered has increased their focus to executive development, where leaders embark on a leadership development series to learn and build upon their leadership capabilities and strengths. Not only do established leaders take part in the learning process, so do junior and middle managers who are high performers. These individuals are identified and developed into potential executive level leaders. By identifying these high performers, Standard Chartered was able to develop executive succession plans for critical leadership roles. Those who are identified as successors and engaged in learning initiatives may secure their place in the future as a leader at Standard Chartered. Standard Chartered analyzes its professional development programs routinely to ensure the employees are receiving relevant instruction and learning what is needed to capitalize on their strengths. The leadership development team conducts interviews with the employees to develop a full understanding of employees' specific needs. The team also designs the content of the learning programs that introduce managers to the requirements of strength-based management in order to deliver high performance. According to a study in 2011, the learning programs implemented by Standard Chartered had positive results, boasting an average score of 93% in participant satisfaction. Participants stated they increased their confidence level in using their strengths at their workplace. Managers who took part in the program experienced increased confidence, as well as along with improved employee engagement. Simon Lau, head of leadership and management at Standard Chartered, says it's critical that our people manage for strengths, engaging and motivating our employees and providing them with a very individual employee experience. We believe adopting a strengths-based approach is an important part of what makes us a distinctive employer of choice, improving the well-being and sustained performance of our employees. It is central to delivering our brand promise to be here for good. Having this clear vision and defined method of evaluating performance based on strengths, Standard Chartered encourages a learning environment and one in which its leaders are both designers and teachers who build a team of employees who are inspired and desire knowledge. Pros and cons. Learning refers to a change in behavior potentiality, and performance refers to the translation of this potentiality into behavior, according to Hergenholm and Olson. Employees can be guided by management who identify this potential to get results. By utilizing strength-based performance management, management can identify the employee's strengths and build upon them instead of identifying shortcomings, which may only allow for the employee to improve to a mediocre level. A negative view of this system may indicate that the organization is ignoring those shortcomings. However, that is not the case. Shortcomings and failures should still be identified and addressed, yet more effort must be focused in the areas of strength where the employee can further their development. When an organization encourages a strength-based performance management system, management encourages learning to enhance the strengths the employees possess. Challenges. Implementing a strength-based performance management system within an organization may be met with the challenge associated with managers' willingness and ability to administer at the employee level. Managers must learn new techniques and ways of communicating with their employees. Many managers dread the annual performance review process, and possibly more so, learning a new performance management philosophy. However, a performance management system is essential to ensure fairness, meet legal requirements, and track trends in the organization. Many of today's employers still focus on performance management systems of the past. These organizations focus on mistakes that are made instead of focusing on the future. A strength-based performance management system is a valuable process which supports the organization's mission. Concentrating efforts on the employee's strengths and providing opportunities to learn and enhance those strengths is the way to transport the organization to success. The organization that does this becomes a learning organization when it can analyze the individual's employees' performance and develop their strengths. By building upon the strengths of the individual, the organization builds the team as a whole. It is this collective knowledge that makes for a productive and positive workplace where learning is its focus. Following references were used in compiling my research for this project. The 2007 Annual Report and Accounts of Standard Chartered, HR Fundamentals, Volume 8, Performance Management by Linda Ashdown, Building a Total Quality Culture by Joe D. Batten, What If Performance Management Focused on Strengths by Marcus Buckingham. Janice Kaplan, Value of Talent, Promoting Talent Management Across the Organization. Hergenholm and Olson, Introduction to the Theories of Learning, 3rd edition. Yanis Gerard, Performance Measurement in the 21st Century, From Performance Measurement to Performance Management. Keeping the Right People, HR Council of Canada. Matheson Jackson, Human Resources Management, 11th edition. William Rothwell, Adult Learning Basics. David Shaked, Strength-Based Lean Six Sigma, Building Positive and Engaging Business Improvement. Ronald Sims, Managing Organizational Behavior. Happy Manifesto, Make Your Organization a Great Workplace by Stewart. Tavis Vosberg and Gudmans, Point Counterpoint, New Perspectives on People and Strategy. Janos Nicholas, Learning a Critical Factor for the Performance Management of an Organization. This concludes my presentation on performance management in the workplace, the need for strength-based performance management. Thank you for your time and attention, and I wish you continued success in your studies.